Did you see that shit? MMA podcast. Hosted by mixed martial arts journalist Mike Strauss, aka Strauss21, and Chicago's number one underground comedian, Apollo Taj Mahal.
Thank you for listening. I am Mike Strauss, aka Strauss21.
And I am the number one underground comic, Apollo Taj Mahal.
If you like the interview, and we know you will, go ahead and give us a like and a follow on all the social media platforms, whether it is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all the same, guys. Did You See That Shit podcast?
Yeah. You can also find us at didyousseethatshit.com.
And Stitcher, Google Play,
iTunes.
pretty much wherever you find your favorite podcast.
By the way, if you enjoyed this interview, go listen to the full podcast and everything we just told you.
.com. I want to welcome Juan the Kraken Adams. He is a heavyweight fighter currently with LFA. He is 3-0, and at just 26 years old, he really could be one of the big stars in the heavyweight division. What's going on, Juan?
Nothing much, man. Just hanging out on my break at work right now. So,
Well, I will be quick for you. I appreciate you taking some time with me today. You know, Juan, you are a big man. You are 6'5". You cut down to 265. If you don't mind me asking, what do you walk around at?
it's funny. I used to walk around at about 305 until my last fight. I slimmed down a little bit, so now I walk around at about 285, 290 at my heaviest.
And that's not a sloppy 300 pounds. You are in shape. As a matter of fact, you were an NFL prospect, right?
Right. So right after I graduated college, I didn't really know what I was gonna do. I knew I wanted to fight eventually, but the NFL called me, or an NFL team called me, and I said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So I bulked up a little bit. I got up to about 330 for that one, and once that didn't work out, I accepted a fight. That didn't work out. That was December of 2015 where that kind of fell through. So in January of 2016, I talked to a promoter and accepted my first amateur fight for September, and so we just started losing the weight from there.
Wow. That's not the only people that came calling. I heard you on James Lynch's podcast, and the WWE came calling. How did that go?
I'm not really sure how it went. I'll find out in a couple weeks, but it was a lot of fun. They were surprised at how athletic I was. So that was fun. It was a real fun tryout. I got to meet a couple of WWE stars. There were 30-something other super talented individuals there, a couple other MMA guys. We had some football players, some strongmen show up. So it was real cool. It was a great experience.
You are definitely a talented young man. I mean, you have a 3-0 record. Have they came with any other fight offers for you?
Yeah, we were looking at something for mid-April, but there was only one guy that was willing to take that fight, and it was going to be way up in Minnesota. So, that's just really not in it was a short turnaround. So, all my coaches and stuff have day jobs too. So it wasn't logistically a good move for me. And this gives me time to, let my body heal up. I mean, I've been pretty active. My first fight was September of 2016, and it hasn't even been 2 years, and I fought 7 times. So it's a good way to kind of just let your body heal a little bit. We're looking to fight hopefully in May or June, early June, late May.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And you're at Paradigm Training Center, right?
Yeah. So I actually run a split camp. I do my sparring and a lot of my grappling at Paradigm, and I get my striking done out at the Fight Lab. I went up to Jackson Wink for about a week just to see if down the line that would be a good place for me, and I really enjoyed it out there. So that's a possibility as well. We might start splitting camps, doing half of my camps out in New Mexico and half of them down here. So we're not sure yet, but Paradigm's my home gym.
Who are some of the guys that you get to train with on a regular basis there?
At Paradigm, it's usually just Sebastian Storm, Douglas Hernandez. I train with him a lot. We just got a new training partner, Leslie LaCour. He's 6'7", about 270. So that's a fun one. And then Morgan Oriahi trains with me regularly out there. Shelton Schultz, and just all the guys out at Paradigm. Usually, if they're smaller than me, we work me starting on my back, and then I'll get up and do really light strikes with them.
So you're definitely training with some high level guys there. And did you know that you are ranked the number 3 active Texas pro heavyweight currently right now?
Oh yeah, I did see that. It's funny, the 2 guys above me are both light heavyweight, so I thought that was funny. But
Yeah, right.
Bubba McDaniel is no joke. It's a tough dude, so he can have it.
I remember watching Bubba McDaniel on one of the seasons of The Ultimate Fighter way back when.
Yeah, he's definitely talented.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. Well, I think you are a very talented dude too, man. And I think, if you look at the heavyweight division, there's a few guys like Curtis Blades. He's in your age range. But other than that, you are a really intriguing prospect. Would the Dana White Contender Series, if they bring that back, is that something that you would consider?
Yeah, I definitely consider it. Like I said, I've trained with Curtis. Actually, we're managed by the same guy, so it's fun. Me and him are pretty good friends. I was actually just texting him yesterday, and I went out and I trained with Marcin Tibera a little bit. I rolled with Derek Lewis and Jeremy Hardy, who's another local heavyweight, also Justin Ledet. So just training with those level guys, I know that I'm definitely on that level. So a show like the Contender Series or any of these, I kind of challenge shows, I don't see any heavyweights outside of the UFC really being close to my level. So I'm ready. I'm ready for it. If they come with an offer, I'm down. I'm going to take it and look to keep that streak alive of all finishes. So.
Watching your fights, the thing that jumps out at the screen, man, is you are so physically strong. The way you're able to just manipulate your opponents just into whatever position you want to, man, is very impressive. Real quick before I let you go, the Kraken, how did that come about?
So the nickname the Kraken was it's really funny. My buddy is he's a fantasy writer, so he's really into mythology and stuff like that. And he was saying that I was drinking Kraken rum one day, and he goes, "Oh my God, dude, that's it. That's got to be your nickname," because everyone that rolls with me or spars with me is just saying, they know what's gonna happen. They know what I'm gonna try and do. They just can't stop it, and so it's this big, unstoppable force. And I just drag you to deep water, and what's happening. There's not really much you can do about it. So. That's just how it came about, and it's kind of stuck with my fighting style and the way all my fights have gone.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, I love it. I think that, really, if you look at the heavyweight division, I think that you're one of the 2 or 3 guys that is really going to make this thing interesting in the future. Is there anything that you'd like to add?
No, man, I agree with you completely. I know, it's not really a question of if, it's more a question of when at this point, and I'm just trying to do whatever I can to the best of my abilities to be ready when that time does come. So it's not, people aren't asking, why I was signed. Once I arrive, they're going to know why. And that's what we're going for.
For sure, man. Well, I want to thank you for your time, and I know that you are busy. I'll let you get back to work. Real quick before I let you go, we kind of have a tradition here. If you could you say, this is Juan Adams, and you're listening to the Did You See That Shit podcast?
Yeah, for sure. This is Juan Adams, and you're listening to the Did You See That Shit podcast.
I appreciate it so much, brother.
No problem, man. Have a good one.